Hey y'all, Miss B, and I'm recapping the Real Housewives of New York reunion part 2. Everybody has been waiting for this, as well as I. I wasn't going to recap it tonight, but I got out of bed to do this reunion because I'm so annoyed and so triggered. I'm a multitude of things. I have a lot of emotions so much that I needed to get on here and speak. So I'm just going to go in a little bit of order, and then I might go out of order, and then I'm going to get to what we all wanted to know, with this whole Ubah and Brynn thing. I'm going to calm myself down so I won't be as angry as I was when the season finale happened and all the things. So, and also I want to note, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because a lot of time should not have been spent on this reunion. I'm glad they only made it 2 parts. They should have made this 1 part. This should have been a 1-part reunion. But I'm gonna go into the things. Okay? Yeah. So we pick up where we left off when Jessel was upset that Brynn, said on camera that, she hooked up with people, that Jessel hooks up with people outside of her marriage, and the love of her life is not really her husband, and Jenna got on Brynn about that. And Jessel had to say, like, now I could go everywhere I wanted to go and Private wouldn't ask me anything, and now he's questioning me because of what you said. Oh, I'm so sorry. She goes in and out of crying through this whole reunion, and that's one thing that has me so irritated. Let's move on. They go to when Brynn brought up the angry black woman comment to Ubah. As a black woman, fully black, that conversation that they had off camera and how she tried to pivot and go back and forth about it. Brynn, you can go into certain spaces because you don't look like Ubah. Okay? You don't look like Ubah. So some days somebody might not even know that you're biracial, and you can go into those spaces and have a different experience than someone like that's 6 feet tall from Somalia, like Ubah, where English is her second language and gets treated differently. But Ubah, I'm going to let you have a little bit too. Let's go into that. And then they kept calling Brynn, like, Brynn, no, you didn't say this. Like, for the fact when Brynn was bringing up the angry black woman comment, she was like, because I was saying, Erin don't have Erin, it won't come off the same way if Erin would have said it. And Erin was like, Erin and Ubah was like, no, girl, that is not like, where were you at? What conversation were you at where this was happening? Because that's not what was said. Through this whole reunion, I took notes. There was no accountability from Brynn. There was a lot of crying from Brynn, and laughing, crying, laughing, like the freaking Joker. There was no accountability. And then, Ubah was like, guess what, girl? You ain't got to tell me about my man, because I got a good man, Savannah. He at home. I wake up at 11 o'clock. I got tea in the bed. So you ain't got to tell me about Oliver and how to run my man. When you get a man, Brynn, tell me about my man. I'm moving right on along. And I want to say, Andy kind of threw some shade, was like, because Ubah was like, because you black and you beautiful or whatever. He said, you have men pick your bags and stuff. She's like, I have a great life. I don't know what she's talking about, but what I got to tell you is that I have a great life. And I don't know what Brynn was trying to allude or whatever. Brynn was doing a lot of producing through this season in clock tea. I want to say who was activated and clocked all the tea and said it. Erin did her little one, but Jenna Lyons, boardroom, J. Crew, I run this. Jenna Lyons was on duty. I'm going to give her things. At first I was like, we don't need no more Jenna Lyons next season. Yes, we do. Because every time it came back to a situation where everybody couldn't agree, Andy would go to Jenna Lyons like, what, Jenna, what do you think? And she would, this is what I think, and this is what it is. Boardroom Jenna Lyons, thank you for coming to show. This, baby, this is what we've been waiting for. Why it took you this long? Why did it take you this long, Jenna Lyons? Anyway, Anyway, let's move along because I do not want this video to be any long like Jenna's coochie hair, which they're going to talk about again as well. They break for lunch, and then everybody is like talking to each other like, oh my God, like Brynn is crazy. Basically, I'm sorry, allegedly, whatever you want to say, Brynn needs help. Something's wrong with this girl. Something ain't quite right. She over it about herself. So everybody goes to eat. And they was like, somebody needs, Erin was like, I feel bad. You know, Erin always feels bad. That's one thing about Erin. Erin got a good heart. Erin got a good heart. Because she was like, she by herself. Everybody was like, no, by themselves. It's like, I ain't going over there. Jenna, you get somebody else to do it. Jenna, you do it. So everybody breaks off. And I want to say, they were all eating, this restaurant called Sweet Greens. I want everybody to note that I'm not even being public, you know, paid to say that, but everybody that was eating lunch, I noticed they was eating Sweet Green. And everybody getting touched up. And so Jenna's forced, you know, boss lady. She on her boss lady things, on her boss lady time. She went in and talked to Brynn. And then, you know, have you had Erin and Ubah, and Erin is, I feel bad. And Ubah's like, I feel bad too. Erin said something that resonated with me. She said, you know, whoever did this to her, I would want them in jail. Last week, then Andy Cohen asked her, did you press charges? Did you do anything? Did you go to the hospital? Any of the legal things to make this person become accountable for what he did to you, or she did to you, or whoever this person is? She didn't. Remember? She made all the excuses. I listened to my last video. Go watch it. Then, you know, Brynn is just crying, and nobody looks out for me, and nobody checks for me. And I mean, just, baby, when I say crying, I mean crying and crying and crying. But guess what? It cuts off a lot. She cries, and then it cuts off. So, Sai says, that kid Sai said, this girl need an Oscar. And I agree with Sai. Anybody that can go from, I've been essayed, to crying horrifically, to laughing, to joking, to making commentary so quick-witted like that, something ain't right with her. So everybody touching up makeup, everybody's eating Sweet Green. They get back. After that, Rebecca Minkoff comes in. And I'm going to really show Rebecca Minkoff. It was like, about Scientology. She didn't want to talk about Scientology. Her and Erin had a conversation, a text message. Erin was like, you ain't check on me with my daddy. You know, my situation with my daddy. You was too busy worrying about the scene, about me talking about Scientology. It was a lot of Scientology talk. And everybody didn't want to say nothing. Okay? When it came to Scientology, nobody wanted to say anything. And that's kind of what Rebecca Minkoff's segment was. She kind of threw a little shade at Brynn, was like, yeah, I came in here so we can go shopping at Nordstrom's Rack. And they showed a couple of clips of, you know, all through the season, Brynn, I said this before, Brynn had been throwing shade at Rebecca Minkoff. And she said, like, during COVID, like, their stocks went down, money went down. But the Scientology was the bigger elephant in the room because she's Jewish. And then she said she's Jewish is her religion and Scientology is her religion. I'm not touching that. You do you, Rebecca Minkoff. She said it helps her with depression, anxiety, handling kids, all the things. Whatever in this world that you need to cuss on to make you happy, do that. And that's all I have to say about Rebecca Minkoff. And she was gone. So then they end that segment. Next, we go into Puerto Rico. Remember, the season ends in Puerto Rico. I'm going to go real fast about Puerto Rico. The rooms. We know how Ubah felt when she got to the rooms. We know how Ubah felt about the beach. Ubah, girl, I'm trying to defend you over here. You done your Glamour magazine interview. Brynn done her Rolling Stone interview, both recounting different situations about Puerto Rico, whatever. Everybody can go read that at their local Googler, or if you have subscriptions for those services. But Ubah, you were being disrespectful about the beach. And honestly, quiet as it's kept as quiet with all the crap going on in this world and the way they do treat Puerto Rico like it's not a part of the United States, honestly, might want to go to Puerto Rico or whatever. But Ubah, you were being disrespectful. And I'm going to go down the line. Ubah, they talk about Ubah handling conflict. Ubah, you do go off the handle. I don't know if it's the English is your second language, or you forget you're filming a reality show, but you're filming a reality show, but you still gotta keep some coof and some decorum about yourself. You can't just go rah and saying all the things off the top of your head that are like rude, nasty, not reading the room. Ubah, you have to control this. I understand all of us bringing you tea at 11 a.m. and you got a good man, Savannah, but you have to calm down. You have to calm down, because that goes into that. It goes into what Brynn was saying, the angry black woman trope. When I clap my pen, yeah, that goes into that. And me coming from a corporate background, they look for people to be exactly how you act, Ubah. The beach was okay. It wasn't the Maldives, but girl, be respectful of these people's homeland. Let's move on. They go to Erin downplaying, when her side and Brynn was talking crap about Jessel by the pool. And Erin, whatever, she acknowledged, I did, and blah, blah, whatever. Erin did her Erin thing. Ubah mentioning that Brynn slept with somebody on the show. And then they go into this back and forth like, oh, no, you suck D because you got D, but I didn't suck D, but what D means D. B plus B equals E. It was algebra about D. And I'm like, Andy, why are we spending so much time on these? Bravo, effing bravo. Why are we spending so much time on the semantics of what Ubah meant? We know what she meant by that. She's not saying she actually did suck D to get on the show. She was angry in the moment. She said, maybe you did. And that's when they got her to the thing at the hot tub. And let's get to the part that we're all waiting for. We were waiting for the accusation that Ubah knew that Brynn had been essayed and was bringing out all of these allegations in her face on camera, and how she cried to Jessel, Jenna Lyons, and Raquel about Ubah knows. And Andy wants clarity. Hell, we all want clarity. What did Brynn tell you, Ubah? And Ubah goes into, she was very upset. And Brynn goes, oh, I was so upset. And she, when she was listing the laundry list of things, of what she told Ubah that night, she said, oh, and this happened to me in college, and this happened to me there, and this happened to me there. I'm glad Andy Cohen asked this one very important question. Very important question. What we're all thinking. Do y'all believe Brynn? I would never discourage or disparage what the word is. I'm coming off the cuff right now. Do y'all believe this Brynn story? That something happened to her? And that's why she was doing that? Or do you think she was producing? Because I said it earlier. You're producing the show. You're producing scenes. Even Rebecca Minkoff. Do y'all believe it? I've been reading a lot of Bravo Instagram sites. The consensus is nobody believes you, Brynn. I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying the consensus is nobody believes your story. Everybody believe you made up that story to make Ubah look bad because you were mad at her. Because you were producing in these moments and wanted people to cuddle you and cry for you. Nobody came to look after me. Nobody came to hug me. Nobody came to see about me. You're a grown damn woman. I said, hold on. I'm not going to let Brynn get me upset again on this video. And when Andy was asking that, she started crying again, but she threw some shade in there at Ubah. She said, oh, I'm sorry. catch it. Catch your tea. If I wasn't crying, throwing up, screaming and yelling. She was doing that because that's what happened. When Ubah realized that that girl was using her as a storyline that could potentially have ruined her life, to say that she knew that she had been essayed and used that against her with these little tropes about, did you get your way on the show and all these things, she knew what she was doing. In the mix of her crying, she threw that shade, and they panned the camera to Ubah, who looked beautiful, by the way. And Ubah was like, she ain't say nothing. But Ubah, you do need to calm down. So then Brynn gets to crying, and they ask her, she's saying, the ladies in the room, the cameras didn't get this. She said they asked her, oh, was he rich? Who was he? You know, how much money did you get? Or whatever. And I'm like, girl, no, we didn't. No, we did not. What is wrong with you, Brynn Whitfield? What is wrong with you? And Jenna Lyons got back on her boss lady business, J. Crew, all the things on her boss lady business. She's like, Brynn, stop it. Stop. You like, why you keep lying? You are lying. You're not taking accountability. You're lying about stuff that they've been in a room of or been privy to. It makes it hard for us to believe your story. She didn't say it like that, but that's how I took it. And that's how I'm sure the audience is going to take it. And then Brynn, throws a lot of shade or whatever. And I ended a lot of my notes there. And I want to say, Ubah, even though you get on my nerves, you loud, you whatever, I just think you don't understand this reality TV world. That's why they say they're recasting New York. I loved last season. I loved it. It was like my peaceful show to go watch. It's gotten too dark. It's gotten too dark and it's gotten too heavy. With the Brynn, with the Scientology, where Rebecca not want to talk about it, but want to talk about it, being Jewish, but then Scientology, with all the things, like, you got Jenna Lyons, baby, Jenna Lyons clocked in. Okay? She was there. She was ready. She was there. Even her and her coochie hair, they were there. Brynn keeps, I noticed though, in the mix of her crying, throwing a lot of shade and a lot of little, be careful what you say. Be careful what you do. Watch your words. Cause that's red flags for, if y'all keep doing this to me, I'm gonna file a lawsuit, allegedly. Because I'm telling y'all something happened to me and I acknowledged it to one of my cast members and this became a storyline. So y'all keep coming at me. Be careful. Sai and Jenna Lyons, Erin, Raquel too, were clocked in. After Jessel got over her husband situation, she wasn't really clocked in. But I want to say this, and I'm going to end this video with this because I said I was not going to go over 20 minutes of this video. Brynn need help. They all said it. I mean, when they put the cameras down, everybody went to eat lunch, when they went to go eat sweet green, when everybody had their sweet green bowl, salad bowls for lunch, or even when they took breaks or whatever, everybody was like, she needs some help. She needs some help. Erin kept saying, I feel sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for her because she knows what she's doing. And I'm going to say this, I've been real PC ever since I started my channel. I done dropped my notebook. Brynn, if you wanted to be an actress, why are you not in Hollywood? Did you try to find any roles? Because each time, like even when Rebecca Minkoff was there, you weren't crying like that no more. When something traumatic happens to you, and you have to discuss it on a platform with women that you believe that don't believe you. And remember, Brynn came in saying she didn't watch the show until that day. But then we catch her line again. So it's like the boy that cried. It's like the Brynn that cried wolf. You want us to believe all of this, all of these things that Ubah knew, and she's using this against you, and da 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 da. And you're producing the show, and you're producing scenes and doing all this and doing a lot, just doing extra. Why would one believe anything that comes out of your mouth? You're dangerous. You're dangerous. You're a dangerous person. I I mean, I encountered a lot of liars. I encountered a lot of different type of females. I've never encountered a person like Brynn. You're dangerous, and I would not want to film with you. They were all saying it. They were all thinking it. Andy was being, you know, very HR-ish, as he should, because all the lawsuits that be flying through Bravo. But Brynn, you're dangerous. This was a horrible season 2 of Real Housewives of New York, and I'm very disappointed. And actually, I'm more disappointed in myself because I actually liked you so much last season, Brynn. Just to know that you just a MF and liar, and I follow you on socials. And you be going to London, hanging out with these friends, and you want to say you identify as a black woman. When? Where? Name him. Name him. Name him. In the words of Sutton Strack, name him. When do you identify as a black woman? I would like to know. Anyway, this video is over 20 minutes, and I said I wasn't going to go over 20 minutes. That is my recap of the Real Housewives of New York City Reunion Part 2. I'm very disappointed, and that's all I have to say. Everybody have a blessed night. And Brynn, go to your nearest hospital and seek help. I don't even think like a local, just like your day-to-day therapy can help you. Your week-to-week, day-to-day therapy, whatever that people have. You need to like commit yourself into an institution and really sit down and have a little talk with Jesus and a therapist, some doctors, and some help, because something is wrong with you. Anyway, y'all, this is Miss B. My recap. It's unfortunately that my favorite franchise ended like this. But anyway, I'm done. I got out of my bed to do this, and I'm done. Good night.